doing that, and I'm so honored that he will be joining us later in a minute also. And I'm so honored again that Mr. Dr. Manzoor also welcome you, Excellency, for coming to Pakistan and heading this very important organization. We'll begin with a video about the Kyrgyz Republic first, so that we can see the video. And of course, we'll be joined by Professor Dr. And he is heading this important and it's online. I hope that he can hear, and then we'll move on our program.
Welcomes all foreign tourists and guests as their first destination. There are three main reasons to visit the Kyrgyz Republic. Let's study them in detail. First of all, the Kyrgyz Republic lies on the Great Silk Road. As well known, the most popular tours are on the Silk Road. UNESCO officially recognized and listed 4 monumental heritages of the Kyrgyz Republic. It is possible to find and visit the Silk Road destinations that are described in many historical sources. Destinations on the screen are Burana Tower, Tashrabat Caravanserai, and Uzgen Minaret. The second reason is our values of nomadic culture. Each Kyrgyz citizen is proud of its nomadic history, cultural diversity, and inclusion in daily life. Today, there are only 2 countries in the world which have some part of the population still living in a real nomadic way of life. These are Mongolia and the Kyrgyz Republic. The Kyrgyz still keep all nomadic unwritten values and traditions that were heritage by ancestors many centuries ago. Nomadic values of the modern Kyrgyz people unite, balance, and strengthen the family ties. By visiting the Kyrgyz Republic, guests have the unique chance to observe what the nomadic way of life is and even feel the nomads themselves by spending a night in a yurt surrounded by green, pure nature and the sky full of stars. But do not imagine yourself sleeping on the ground in a nomadic house, yurt. To any tourist, there are options to stay at the authentic traditional yurts or modernized by social facilities with comfortable warm restrooms. The third reason is the unique nature and celestial mountains. As mentioned, the Kyrgyz Republic is a country of scenery mountains and crystal clear rivers and lakes. For those who like active vacation, there are plenty of trekking and hiking routes, both for beginners and professionals. To those who do not like to walk in the mountains, there is an option to see the famous 7,000 plus peaks, Khan Tengri and Pobeda, by taking helicopter excursions. Therefore, stunning and breathtaking views with thousands of fabulous photos are guaranteed. The following part of the presentation is about practical tips that might be useful for you. How to get to the Kyrgyz Republic. There are regular and transit flights to the capital city, Bishkek, from Dubai, Istanbul, Moscow, Almaty, and Tashkent. The flights are operated by Air Arabia, Fly Dubai, Turkish Airlines, Air Astana, and Avia Traffic. Speaking about visa formalities, it can be ranked that the Kyrgyz Republic is the most hospitable country in Central Asia. Our country has a visa-free regime for the citizens of 64 countries. These 60 days, depending on their citizenship. There is no need for a PCR test or vaccination certificate. Let's examine accommodation options in the Kyrgyz Republic. Local hostels, guest houses, and 5-star worldwide known hotels are available to any category of travelers in the capital city of the Kyrgyz Republic, Bishkek, and other large Kyrgyz cities like Osh or Karakol, and on the northern shore of Istanbul. Private hotels can be found in bigger and smaller towns and some villages. good solution for small, private groups and those who want to travel to remote places. As you can see, they are usually very cozy and have their own style. But the best way to get Besides the active tours, you can participate in various masterclasses and shows, like the masterclass on constructing a yurt. Or you can watch and take part in the traditional ceremonies with our allied bautrons. And of course, you will be able to watch the eagle hunting show, take some photos with an eagle, or just admire this graceful bird. You will have a chance to take part in making traditional felt carpets, shırdaks and alakis, and buy fancy souvenirs made of felt for you and your family and friends. Another highlight is a helicopter excursion to the base camp at the
Guests, dear Professor Dr. Sohail Naqvi, dear Professor Dr. Manzoor Samoro, dear Mr. Farhat Asif, dear Dr. Hassan, dear participants and friends. With great pleasure, I would like to welcome you all to the seminar and on the occasion of 30th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between Kyrgyzstan and the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. I'm confident that conducting such events is crucially important in terms of strengthening bilateral cooperation and further development of relations in different directions, especially in trade, economic, cultural, humanitarian dimensions. In this regard, I am thankful to the leadership of the Institute of Peace and Diplomatic Studies and the Rifan Institute of the single region with a lot of common things such as religion, history and culture. From the ancient times, our friendly nations used to have strong interconnections and relations. The vivid example for its most built by the founder of Mughal Empire, Great Babur in Kyrgyz Mountains, Suleiman in Osh city. Moreover, this year is the 30th anniversary of the establishment of the diplomatic relation between Kyrgyzstan and Pakistan. Within this comparatively short period, both our sides enjoyed the high level of bilateral political contacts as well as the fruitful development of cooperation in many other spheres. However, nowadays there is an unexplored field of great opportunities for further strengthening of cooperation in different sectors. Due to this, all of us should jointly conduct various activities aimed at diversification of cooperation between our fraternal nations. In this regard, let me make a brief description about the Kyrgyz Republic. Last few years were crucial for my country because in this period the entire political system was changed, as well as lots of reforms were made in the legal framework and particular in constitution. As a result, today Kyrgyzstan has moved from the parliamentary to the presidential form of governance and became a country with liberal laws, directed firstly on the economical and investment spheres. This is major changes in political structure of the country were first of directed on the promotion of the efficiency of the duties performed by the government of the state for the development of the country and increase of living standards of people. For your better understanding of economic and investment opportunities of Kyrgyzstan, let me give brief description of my country's peculiarities which beneficially distinguish it among others. Today, Kyrgyzstan is a dynamically developing country with diversified economy which provides an opportunity for active work of foreign investors, including those from Pakistan. Kyrgyzstan's geostrategic position on the crossroad between Central Asia and China and further to Pakistan opens great opportunities for regional trade, economic cooperation and connectivity. Apart from this, Kyrgyzstan is a member of the Eurasian Economic Union, and this fact provides an excellent conditions for goods from my country to be exported on the 200 million people market without paying duties. Moreover, all taking into consideration the necessity of deepening of trade economic relation, I would like to stress one of the most perspective direction in which our countries could enhance cooperation. At the first glance, the textile and pharmaceuticals industries, which entrepreneurs can have mutually beneficial cooperation by increasing bilateral trade volumes and opening joint ventures. In this context, I would like to mention that Kyrgyzstan is already on major suppliers of textile goods to Russia and Kazakhstan. Also, there are numerous projects in energy sector of Kyrgyzstan, including those of hydro and renewable energy sectors, which are open for investment, for example, small and mid-sized hydropower plants in Kyrgyzstan. There are many opportunities in my country for developing mining industry, taking into consideration the presence of rich mineral resources such as gold, coal, copper, rare metals, and many others. This year, Kyrgyzstan imported around 7,000 coal from Kyrgyzstan. The huge potential for cooperation between our countries exists also in agriculture and the food industry sectors. Kyrgyzstan this year we exported around 500 tons gems and beans from Kyrgyzstan. One of the major obstacles for the development of trade economic cooperation between Kyrgyzstan and Pakistan, as well as the cooperation between countries of region, as a difficulties. One of the problems is logistic routes. The great influence in this can also play the projects of construction of railway connection between Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan and China, as well as between Uzbekistan and Pakistan through the territory of Afghanistan. These railway projects, China, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, today we started. My president in March this year opened this project. The Embassy of Kyrgyz Republic and Global Business Alliance are desirous of development and enhancing trade cooperation between Pakistan and Kyrgyzstan and planning to sign an agreement of cooperation for establishing digital platforms Pakistan-Kyrgyzstan Trade House as a means to promote, diversify and expand the trade based through opening new opportunities. The development of cooperation with the countries of the region is highly important for my country. So the government of Kyrgyzstan is attaching great attention to the issues. In these terms, Afghanistan has a vital role because this country plays an important role in large regional connectivity projects, such as, for example, the previously mentioned railway projects, China, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, and also Kasa 1000 electricity transfer project. Also, Afghanistan in future may serve as a key point for widening trade and economic interconnection, either for Central Asia countries by gaining access to the seaports of Pakistan and for South Asian countries by obtaining an opportunity to more effectively reach out to the markets of the Eurasian Economic Union and further Europe. Today is vital for the international community to continue rendering assistance to Afghanistan in solving social and economic problems so that this long-suffering country, officially recognized by the entire world community, can fully integrate into the system of international and regional cooperation. From its side, Kyrgyzstan is actively participating in this process and already established contacts with the government of Afghanistan. The fact that the former president of my country, Madam Rosa Otunbayeva, was appointed as a special representative for Afghanistan and head of the United Nations Assistant Mission in Afghanistan. This speaks about the importance of Afghan case for Kyrgyzstan. Basing on the research of different educational institutions of Kyrgyzstan and Pakistan, it's obviously that both our countries have a lot of direction in cooperation in educational spheres. In these terms, I stress the importance of conducting the students' exchanges as well as sharing the experience among our educational schools, colleges, universities, and other education organizations. A lot of Kyrgyz and Pakistani higher education institutions are already making an interest in deepening cooperation and getting new experience. Today, more than 10,000 Pakistani students are studying in Kyrgyzstan, higher education institutions, mostly in medical universities. Moreover, Kyrgyzstan is interested in increase of this number and providing high-quality education to more citizens of Pakistan. With great pleasure, I would like to inform that cooperation in tourist sector can be beneficial for both our side. Kyrgyzstan is a country with great tourist opportunities. I think you seen this video, yeah. The same attractive for all year tourism, including winter types of sport tourism. At the same time, the distance between our countries is insignificant, so the direct regular flights, which will be soon held twice in a week, provide an opportunity to reach Kyrgyzstan less than 4 hours. Because of it, nowadays there is a great potential for the cooperation in spheres of tourism, and not only tourism, and also business and other sectors. I would like to stress that today the world is passing through difficult times, taking into consideration various conflicts, economical instability, and climate changes issues. And I think all of you know about this Russian-Ukraine conflict and many others conflict all the world. I consider it important for the countries of our region to unite and more actively cooperate in political, economic, and cultural dimensions, more effectively work on implementation of joint projects in order to create stable and prosperous regional interconnections. In the end, let me wish you all good health and great success. Kyrgyzstan, Pakistan, Dosti Zindabad. Thank you for attention.
Thank you so much, Excellency, for highlighting the important contours of our relationships over the time period that we have developed these partnerships together. And of course, the significant point that you mentioned is about education cooperation, and our students, not only our students, but our faculty members have been also serving in Kyrgyzstan. My next speaker, Professor Suhail Lakhvi Sahab, who has remained heading Higher Education Commission, then looking after LUMS, one of the leading university in Pakistan, and then headed over to University of Central Asia. He has joined online with us. Dr. Suhail Lakhvi, can you hear us very well? Okay, please go ahead. We have two. Did you go first? It was good initially.
some program in
past the particularly the climate change crisis that we are facing. Of course, Kyrgyzstan is among the you know best two countries of ECO, together with Tajikistan, to have a lot of water resources. But Pakistan is facing a different kind of challenge. In this all, I think education is the one that plays a major role. We generally talk about education at university level or the higher education, but I think the education in areas of engineering, technology, innovation are more important, but the building blocks for all that development is really the early education, the school education. And we, on behalf of ECO Science Foundation, in 2018, together with the Higher Education Commission of Pakistan and the Inter-Academy Partnership Science Education Program, which is a IAP, is a network of 130 plus national academies of sciences, including the Kyrgyz Academy and Pakistan Academy. It's a network, and they promote what we call the inquiry-based science education. And I happen to be member of the Global Council. We strongly feel that quality education at schools is the truly building block for a good higher education, leading to economic development, promotion of trade. School education is not just for higher education. Whether future young people, today children, then they go to the institution of higher learning, or they go for any kind of job, they may be public policy people, politicians, or whatever. The early age learning and critical thinking is really that kind of ensures the success at subsequent level. We have been doing a number of programs, but I think I need not go in detail. I only refer to you, particularly Pakistani people and the students who are here today. In yesterday's dawn, there was an article by Nazir Jogezi sir.
This is indeed a great event, and particularly in context with the 30-year bilateral relation between Pakistan and Krygzstan. And when I was going through that video, and the 3 points which was raised in the video with respect to the Silk Route, values and culture, and natural resources, I think we share the same thing. In Pakistan also, we are connected to the Silk Route, as well as we do have a diversified, a very rich culture, one of the oldest civilizations exists in Pakistan, although those water bodies sometimes creates disasters in floods. But it's an interesting country. A lot of the few of the areas which His Excellencies highlighted that needs that can be figured out for a mutual collaborations. For instance, you highlighted cotton. The issue is how we process to add value in that cotton. You do have a lot of natural resources. You have highlighted the gemstone.
To hear you, and of course shows the significance of your interventions in the academic and your own organization as well. Professor Dr. Suhail Lakwi was here, who is director of the University of Central Asia, spent a lot of time here in Pakistan building the institutions, and I served there as well. And of course, Excellency, for your embassy and your collaboration is always an asset for us, marking this important 30 years of diplomatic ties between Pakistan and Kyrgyz Republic. I would not like to end the seminar, I would not like to end this conversation, because we will be moving together to witness this important photo exhibition that is being shown here. We'll see together, we'll do a lot of conversation, and we'll continue this seminar going on towards there as well. It's like a photo exhibition together, and we'll do the conversation. Young students, if you have any questions, queries, do you want to take pictures together, let's do that. And of course, we will do that thereby we'll do the conversation. And of course, we'll have a cup of chai together as well. And and also we'll take a group photograph outside once we all see the group photo.
And Farhat, this is so exciting that Kyrgyzstan Embassy has arranged this gallery, photo gallery also, and the of course
excellent dissemination.
Exactly.
मैडम तो सामने देखते हुए बात करते हुए आते
Yes. Historical pictures, relations with
बेटा आप लोग आए ना स्टूडेंट साथ साथ लोग आगे जाए वो तो जाए ना एम्बेसडर के साथ खड़े होना कैमरे में ना देखिएगा
Former Prime Minister, yes.
Please look. Excellency, please look. Thank you.
National House,
I had a good dinner inside.
His Excellency, you have to donate one horse to us.
This Manas heroes, Kyrgyzstan heroes Manas.
Epos. मनास आप लोग रीड करें मनास is the hero.
जिसकी कहानी है भाई
92 when
This is, I think,
it is the independence of the country. Is it like
1991 was it?
92 when all the
After
independence countries.
this is such an important historic picture. When all the countries got independence together.
Former ambassador.
Salman Rushdie sir was foreign secretary.
Salman Rushdie.
His credential, I think.
Yes, he is presenting.
ex-president Roosevelt.
Women are very
Former ambassador and director of Assam.
भाई फोन नीचे कर ले यार
But I think it's in Pakistan.
It's in Pakistan.
I think Minister for Foreign.
Most of the visits were
I think I'm retired. I'll get Russia.
Former Prime Minister.
लेकिन
This is latest one or old? अपना शाह साहब आए ना? आए सर।
यार इधर आए रमजान आना
एक मिनट शाह साहब चले।
से चीज
दूसरी जेब में।